Hello everyone. Today we've got a HR workflow that'll help you steam through those applicants, sorting the cream of the crop, and saving you and HR lots of time. Let's get started. So, an overview of the workflow. We've got a CV analyzer that analyzes the CV and summarizes it. We've also got a LinkedIn scraper and AI to analyze the LinkedIn profile and summarize that as well. It's all stored for HR to look through in Baserow, so then that way HR can have a deeper review of the cream of the crop. And also we have the two email nodes here that will send each candidate after they've been summarized to HR, and we've also got a proper email node here for if you're using a corporate email account, so that it can actually send it to a joint HR corporate inbox, so that anyone on the HR team can go through it and check which candidates are what, while also sending the candidate a proper reply from a corporate email to say that they've received the CV. Here's the first node. So first we have a form just here. So here's the form. So we're going to fill out the details of the candidate. So we've got the salary expectations just here. And we also have the CV, the ability to attach the PDF CV here. So now that form's been submitted. So you're going to see that it's steaming through the workflow. And now it's sent the email back. So let's break down each node in time. So there we go. There's the emails that have been received in the email inbox. So first, we've got the form just here. So you can customize this however you want. You can have multiple of these workflows as well, and you could customize. So each time you've got a new campaign, you can quickly put the job spec in, because what the AI will also do is it will rate each candidate as to how close it fits the role as well. So here is the CV getting converted to JSON for the AI node to analyze it. You've got the HTTP request just here, and this is sending all of the information over. This is sending all the information over to Baserow, and then Baserow is storing the candidate's name and the file. Then the rest of the workflow gets generated. So here we have the CV analyzer. This has got a very simple prompt at the moment, just here, but you could change that to however you want. And if this was to be all put into a production environment, what you would do is you'd link this to the job posting, so it would grab the information off the job posting from the back end and put it straight in here. So then that way the workflow already gets generated every time you generate the job postings. Then after summarizing it, so you can see this is where it's summarized it here. Then we've got the LinkedIn scraper, which we're using Piloteer again. Piloteer is an excellent web scraper for LinkedIn. It seems to work every single time, nice and smooth, and the guys that run the project are great. Then what that'll do is it will summarize the information here, and then that information gets put through AI. AI will then break down the information in the summary and the education to distill it even further. Then that gets stored in Baserow. If this was again getting implemented into a production environment, you would have more fields. You can pull out a lot more information from the LinkedIn scraping and put those into individual fields in the Baserow database if you wanted to. But for now, I've just put the basic summaries in there, so that way you've got an idea of what can be done. All of these workflows that you see coming up on YouTube, etc., most of them are a foundation to get started for production. If you're actually wanting to run lots and lots and lots of things through, then you're going to want to edit things, change things slightly so that it works for production. But this is pretty much almost production ready. It just requires tweaks in different parts to fit whatever you wanted to do. Now, then after storing it in Baserow, you've then got the email node, which emails HR the correct information. So all that information gets sent over to HR into their joint inbox, and then here's the one that emails the candidate. So emails the candidate, just say thank you for submitting it, and we've received it. So here's the emails that were sent from the workflow. As you can see, you've got this is the one that would go to HR. So you've got a nice little summary of the CV here with a rating as to how close it matches to the job description. And then we've got a summary of the LinkedIn profile along with the education as well. And all the information here is there ready for HR to reach out. So here's the email that was sent to HR. You'd usually direct this to a central HR inbox. The workflow has nodes here that are ready to use to connect to a corporate email server, so that it can send from the corporate email server and then send it to a internal joint inbox if you've got an HR team. Also, that HR can access it through Baserow as well, so they can see when a new candidate comes in. You could then have additional workflows that are taking that email and then sorting it into categories. So if you've got a large HR team, you could have it so it sends to the inbox, and then you could have it so it sorts for the different departments. So you could have your sales recruitment, your technical recruitment, your marketing recruitment. So if you've got multiple roles, you could have all of that sorted. So different members of the HR team could instantly go to all the candidates for there, and then they could filter it further. Also, in Baserow, you could have multiple different fields for the different departments. So that way, you could easily filter it and use it as you would with any full database. So it can become your e-recruitment system, saving you thousands of pounds on buying custom HR and e-recruitment solutions, while giving you the flexibility to integrate with private AI. You could add additional fields in the Baserow database. So here is where it updates the different fields in the Baserow database. Let's have a look at the Baserow database just here. So here's the Baserow database. As we've seen before, we can have it as a gallery view. So let's create the gallery. And let's just take an example here. So we can we can add one of the fields. So we can show more fields just here. So here's how we put the LinkedIn summary there. Show field. And show field. And show field. And we can move them about just here. So we can move them up in the order. Salary expectations, we can move that up as well. So if we move that all the way up there. So now, when you click on here, you've got a nice little box for HR to look at and see a quick overview of all the information that's for each candidate. Alternatively, all this information could be put through if you were to have a internal intranet with easy to use tools out there. You can soon code up a little front end for both the form and also being able to access for HR to have a look at the internal information. So then that way you can display it in a nicer format, and what you'd then do, and a more customized format with all the company logo and information. And then what you would do is you would change the form to a webhook instead, and then that will grab it off of the company's recruitment part of the website. Or if you're a very small business and you didn't want to go to all that trouble, you could just put this into a production. So you can actually get a production URL that then inputs it straight into this. So if you're only a small company and you want to just put some basic recruitment on your website so that you can direct people there to apply for jobs, then you can have this form on there and it can act as your recruitment software. Very nice and simple. This entire workflow all runs on local large language models, so none of the data leaves your company and your organization. This is great for privacy, great for security, and great for controlling your own business. Because nowadays, a cybersecurity professional or a cybersecurity threat, they might actually use HR to gather information, open source intelligence about your company and the infrastructure. Because if you're recruiting a network engineer, you're going to be putting in there the type of network engineer you want. Let's say you're looking for someone that's qualified in Juniper. Well, that tells a potential cyber criminal what sort of infrastructure you're running. Or if you put, we need a Fortinet firewall specialist. Again, that's gonna give a potential attacker to your organization a potential inroad into your organization by knowing that you're using Fortinet firewalls. So this is why it's important to keep that information as where you control it. If you have it going to all sorts of AIs all over the place and other organizations, those are all places that could get breached, and that information can be out there on the internet. Whereas if it's on your own website with going through your own AI, all of your candidates are kept private to yourself, and you're protecting your candidates while also protecting your own organization and also your future employees, because these candidates going through this system will be your potential, could be your potential employees in the future. Well, thank you for watching. If you'd like to buy this workflow, link will be in the description. If you'd like to donate to the channel, then there's also links down in the description as well as other resources like my company website. I'm offering consultations, so reach out and we can organise an appointment, and I can go over and we can work through any pain points that you're having in your business and work out automations that can automate things. Quite often, the biggest pain points and the biggest time savings are the most simple things that can be automated, like just moving information from one piece of software to another automatically that you usually do manually, and it hasn't been possible to in the past. Because now with AI, you can have an automatic workflow, and then just have AI making small little decisions to move that information from one to the other. Thank you for watching. Check out my other videos and like, share and subscribe. Thank you very much.